as the people of Israel did after 400 years, Lord, in slavery. And their groans reached your ears, Lord, and you heard their cries, and you remembered your covenant with them, and you took notice of them, Lord, and you brought revival. Great are you, Lord, great are you. Doesn't matter who comes in power, our God is still greater. Great are you, Lord, greater than the greatest of the world you are. Great are you, Lord. While we are here praying, we want to pray for a number of critical things. And the first would be spiritual awakening to Sweden.
What do you think about American elections? It's one day away, and how important this election for you and for America?
Well, obviously, this is one of the most critical elections in American history. Sadly, it has been a very divisive time in America. We see with the final polls, our country is virtually split down the middle, 50-50. But a couple of things. First of all, it's important for every American to vote. We have the final say. The 435 members of the House of Representatives or the 100 members of the Senate do not have final say. The American citizens do. So I would encourage everyone to come out and to vote. That's number one. We also are people of faith. We are Christians. I am a Christian minister. And the only hope for America is really spiritual. This election will not bring unity to our country. This election will not bring healing to our country. So while we are encouraging everyone, educate yourself on the issues, get out and vote, our only hope as a nation is spiritual. For God to tear down the walls that are dividing us, for God to bring healing to this country. That's our message, and we will be out here throughout the entire week. One of our messages we'll also be praying for is that regardless of who the next president is, that there will be no violence. There will be no violence here in Washington, D.C. There will be no violence in our major cities. That after this election, that we will come together as a people and say, let us move forward.
So you want a smooth transition. Violence can happen?
Tragically, I think violence can happen. Certainly, to give you an example of that, our prayer vigil at the Capitol, the government called me just Friday. They reduced our numbers. There's a new security protocol that was just put in place here at the Capitol on Friday. I was going to pray here at midnight on Tuesday morning. The government may have the steps shut down. So they are very seriously concerned. And in an odd way, this is a very long story, I'll make it short. These steps used to be closed to demonstrations. I've been arrested for praying on the steps
Are
of
you
this Capitol.
referring last time elections?
What's that?
Are you referring previous elections? What happened here?
Well, of course, January 6th was a tragedy.
Yeah. So do you think that something like that can happen?
I think something like that could happen on both sides.
You, as the people of Israel did after 400 years, Lord, in slavery. And their groans reached your ears, Lord, and you heard their cries, and you remembered your covenant with them, and you took notice of them, Lord.
And first of all, we're nonpartisan. Here's what I would say.
Okay.
I would say polls are showing if former President Trump wins, there could be violence all across America also. So if Vice President Harris wins, there could be violence too. But I think President Trump and Vice President Harris have said that if it's a free and fair election, that they will accept the results. So I hope, here's my prayer. I hope that by Wednesday afternoon we know who the next president of America will be.
Exactly.
I think the longer it goes out, the more potential there will be on both sides for tension. We're praying against violence for sure. We hope that that doesn't happen. But as the election were to drag out, if that did happen.
Okay. And who do you support? Would you like to comment or not?
No, I don't. We're nonpartisan.
Okay.
I support people who embrace justice, human rights, the founding principles of this nation, the sanctity of human life. I have already voted,
Okay.
but I don't say who.
Okay. So, would you like to comment, ma'am?
No, that's okay. I actually just pretty much agree. I am incredibly honored to be able to have the right to vote in America.
Okay.
It's a beautiful, beautiful privilege, and so I hope everyone will vote and vote their conscience, vote according to policies, which I think are very important. That's where I don't go by the personality, I go by the policies, which I think are incredibly important. But our nation is blessed to still have free and fair elections, and we just pray that people will be peaceful,
Okay.
no matter what the outcome.
Yeah, the transfer. There has been some pretty harsh language on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been. I
So,
mean,
is this the first time it's happening that harsh language?
in my lifetime. When we look back in history, sometimes as Americans, we're very short-sighted and fail to realize in some of our early elections, and certainly around the time when we had our Civil War, there was some pretty harsh language going out there. So we have a tendency to think this is the only time. However, in my lifetime, I'm 71 years old, I have never seen this kind of harsh language on both sides.
Yeah, some of the accusations over the top,
They're-
fascism and stuff. I mean, I think that's just irresponsible.
There's a popular song by Buffalo Springfield that goes, "Nobody's right if everybody's wrong." So Trump's a fascist. Harris is a fascist. It's just
Silly
it's just
language.
ridiculous. How about we focus on the issues that matter? How about we stop name calling on both sides and just press forward? And I guess the best news I can have for the American public, hopefully Tuesday it's over. And hopefully come Pac Coast time at 9 p.m., and then when the votes are counted, we see a peaceful transference of power, and we see a quick counting of all the votes.
Okay.
And we do believe that the answer to America's troubles and ills are not in politics, but it's in a spiritual awakening. So that's why we're out here praying too.
Okay.
Are you, Lord? Great are you. Doesn't matter who comes in power, our God is still greater. Great are you, Lord. Greater than the greatest, just the one you are.
Supreme Court.
Thank you very much, sir.
And
Thank you.
2:30 we'll be out there with a group.
Okay.
All right,
We will be
thank
there.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
चल रहा है ना? This is a crucial time. This is a significant time for America. People are very emotional on this election. They support Harris, they support Trump, but they are very sensitive. लोगों ने कहा वो उसे हमें ये पता चलता है कि अमेरिका का ये इलेक्शन, जो मैं आपसे बार बार ये कह रही हूँ कि 5 नवंबर एक हिस्टोरिक डे है, एक हिस्टोरिक डे होगा क्योंकि न्यू प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ अमेरिका इलेक्ट होगा उस दिन। लेकिन दोनों तरफ से कैसा बिहेवियर सामने आएगा और क्या रिजल्ट्स को माना जाएगा, ये फॉर दी वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम हमें नज़र आएगा कि इसका हो सकता है डिस्प्यूट हो। जैसा कि उन्होंने बताया कि यहाँ पर अमेरिकन्स अभी से इसके लिए प्रेयर कंडक्ट कर रहे हैं, जैसे अभी इनका ग्रुप यहाँ पर एक प्रेयर कंडक्ट कर रहा है सिर्फ इसलिए कि वायलेंस ना हो। तो देखते हैं कि क्या होता है।